Very good evening, students. In today's class, we are going to discuss some case studies related to the legal business environment. So before going to the case study, we have to be clear certain concept in the legal business environment. So if you know the concept of Indian Contract Act 1872, then Agency Act, Sela Proofs at 1930, and some other related act, then you could able to answer the case studies. First, the case study number 1. A forced to B enter into a contract at the point of pistol. What remedy is available to B if he does not want to be bound by the contract? So, the given contract is coming under which concept? It is coming under Indian Contract Act 1872. As well as there is a heading is called Essential Elements of Contract. In that already we have discussed free consent. So what is called free consent? Whenever two parties entering in a contract, one party should not force the other party to bind the contract. Both the party mutually, they have to enter in a contract. That must not be any kind of a fraudulent mistake, coercion, and there should not be any kind of a force to enter in a contract. So what is the remedy available to B? Here, the B is no need to perform this contract. Why? Because since there is an absence of free consent in the contract. This is the solution for it. B. C orally, contract case study 1B. C orally offered to pay A, an auto mechanic, ₹50 for testing a used car, which C was about to purchase from D. Agreed and tested the car. Who? The A is a mechanic who agreed to test the car. C paid 50 in case of in a cash for his service. Is the agreement between C and A is express or implied? Executed or executory? Is it a valid, void, voidable, and unenforceable contract? So the given case study, the solution is the given case study is coming under the Indian Contract Act 1872. As well as here, this is a question number 1. First of all, what is the case? C is orally, he offered to pay an auto mechanic A ₹50 for testing the car. Why? C wants to purchase a car. Before that, he wants to test whether the car is in a good condition or not. For that purpose only, C is entering in a contract with the A auto mechanic, and the auto mechanic also, he has tested the car and he has paid the money. Okay. So in this contract, what is the question? The question number 1, is it express or implied? In the question itself is clearly mentioned, C orally offered to pay. It is an express contract. So what is called as express contract? So what will be the solution? The given case study is coming under Indian Contract Act 1872 under the title of Classification of Contract. Then the given case study is a purely express contract. Why? Here C orally asked the A to bind a contract. So here there is a transparency in both the point of the person, a party. So this is the case is coming under express contract. Okay. Next one is it an executed contract and executory contract? So what do you mean by executed and executory contract? When both the party have completed their respective promise, that is called executed contract. Whereas when one party or both the party yet to perform their respective promise, that is called as a executory contract. So in this case, it is clearly mentioned that A auto mechanic have tested the car, even the C who have entered in the contract have paid for it. So both the parties C and A have performed their respective promise. So the given case study is coming under executed contract. This is the answer for B. Then C, is it a valid contract, void contract, voidable contract, and an unenforceable contract? Since the given case study is a valid contract. Why? Because what do you mean by valid contract? The contract which fulfill all the condition of law is called as a valid contract. Here, both the party openly express their interest and they bound the contract they have completed. So this is called as a valid contract. So what is the solution? Again, I'm giving you the nutshell of this case. The case number 1, A, already I told you the solution. Then B, the answer is it is an express contract. And the B, the answer is the executed contract. And the C, it is a valid contract. This is a solution for the case study number 1. Then number 2, the case study number 2 is, are the following offers are valid? Number 1, a garment store gave the following advertisement in a newspaper. Special sales for tomorrow only. Men's night suits reduced from 200 to 100. Okay. Number 2, P says to Q, J will sell you the camera. P owns 3 different types of camera of various prices. Then case study number 3, an auctioneer displays a refrigerator before a gathering and auction sale. Then question number 4, A advertised in the statement that he would pay 200 to anyone who finds a and return his last dog. So here the 4 statement is given, 4 simple cases is given. In the question itself they have asked, are the following offers are valid? So usually there are 2 parties in the offer, offerer and offeree. Offerer is the person who initiated the contract and offeree is the person who has accepted the contract. So here now we have to say whether the given case is valid or not. That is a solution. Number 1, a garment store gave the following advertisement in the newspaper, special sale for tomorrow only. Men's night suits reduced from 200 to 100. It is a valid case. Why? Because here everything is transparent. There is no any kind of void. There is no any kind of illegal. There is no any kind of unenforceable contract. So the given case is valid. Then point number 2, P says to Q, J will sell you a camera. P wants the 3 different types of camera of various prices. Here see, P says to Q. The actual contract is between P and Q. But P saying that J will sell you the camera. Okay. So here there is no direct contract between 1-to-1, P and Q. Because P insisting Q to enter in a contract with a J. So as I already told you, there must be a clear information about the offerer and offeree. Here, even though P initiate the contract, he is not offering anything to Q. Why? Because P insisting Q to get a camera from a J. So who is the offerer? J is the offerer. And who will get it? Q. So since there is no clarity in this case, why? Because there is no 1-to-1 case here. P is insisting Q to get involved with the J. So the given case is not valid offer. This is called crossed offer. This is called crossed offer. Why? Because one person is influencing other person to enter in a contract with another person. Next one. An auctioneer display a refrigerator before a gathering on auction sales. So you know what is called auction, right? Usually when the auction occurs, when the public and customers gathered, then the auctioneer will use to display product one by one. Then the minimum, the auctioneer will quote the minimum price, and the public, they used to raise up their quotation. Okay, it may be start from point number 1. Maybe if the camera is 5,000, if it is start from 5,000, the another person will be asking like 6,000 and whatever it is. Okay, so here this is called, this is not a valid contract. Why? Because the auctioneer has displayed the product before the refrigerator gathering, before the public gather. Okay, next one. A advertised in the statement that he would pay rupees 200 to anyone who finds and return his lost dog. So here A advertised in the statement that he would pay 200 to anyone who finds or return his dog. So what kind of a contract it is? It is called as unilateral contract. So we have seen already what you mean by bilateral contract and unilateral contract. So what is called bilateral contract? When there is a contract between one to one person is called bilateral contract. Whereas in this is a contract where offerer is one person, offeree is many person. So A is the offerer who has given an advertisement as a statement that whoever finds his missed dog, he will be rewarding 200. So this is called unilateral contract, one offerer to many offeree. Okay, so the given case is valid and it's coming under unilateral contract. This is a solution for A. And the B, case study 2B. A, B, and C enter into a contract under which A promised both B and C that if B will dig A's garden, he will give rupees 50 to C. Can C compel A to pay the money on B's digging? A garden, according to the terms of contract, give a reason. So here there is no clarity in this case. See here, A, B, C, E enter into the contract under which A promised to both B and C. Here offerer is A and offerees are B and C. Okay. Then he is saying that if B will dig a garden, he will give a 50 rupees to C. Here A is offerer, but the offeree is C. Okay, even though he binds a contract with the B and C, the offer is C. So there is no clarity in this case since there is no exact contract between one to one. So since the given case is not a valid. Okay. Case number 3. A enter into a contract with the B for buying B's car as agent for C without B's authority. B repudiates the contract before C comes to know of it. C subsequently ratifies the contract and sue to enforce it. Advice B. So what is that here? A entered into a contract with the B for buying a B's car as an agent for C without B authority. What do you mean by this? So A is a offerer. A is offerer who entered in the contract with the B. B is a offeree for buying B's car as an agent for C without B's authority. So here A entering in a contract with a B. Actually, the A is an agent of C. But here the A is not disclosing the truth to the B that he is entering in a contract with the B to buy a car, but not for him, it is for C. Okay. After knowing this, B repudiate means B cancel this contract. Okay. Before C comes to know of it. C subsequently rectifies the contract and sues to enforce it. So after knowing this, C enforced the particular person to sell the car. So is it a valid one? And advice B. So again, I'm telling you clearly, A entered in a contract. Offer is A and B is a offeree. B, he wants to sell his car. A entering in a contract with a B and saying that I would like to buy you a car. But actually, that car is not for the use of A. He is acting as an agent for C. He wants to buy a car for C, but he doesn't communicate this information to B properly. Before doing this kind of a business, B comes to know that A is a agent of C. So what he has done, he has canceled the contract. Why? Because B needs transparency from A's side. So here there is no transparency, so B canceled the contract. After knowing this incident, C now directly asking the B to get a car. So now we have to advise B. So what is the advice you will give? So it is up to B to give a car or not to C. Okay, this is our advice we can give to B. Next, case study number 3, B. Point B. A merchant entrusted B, his agent, with a bill of lading relating to certain goods and instructs B not to sell the goods for less than the certain price and not to give it credit to D. B sells the goods to D for less than the price and gives D 3 months credit. Advice A. So here the given case is coming under the contract of agency. First of all, we should know who is the agent, who is the principal in this case study. A is the person, agent is the person, one who acts on behalf of somebody else. And principal is the person, one who appoint someone else to do some activity. The relation between agent and principal is called as an agency. Here, A is a principal who appointed B as an agent. Okay. And A, as per the agency act, we know very well that always the agent should follow the instruction given by the principal. He should not take any kind of a decision of his own without the knowledge of him. So here, A entrusted B, that means A has given clear instruction to his agent B, you should not sell this car less than the fixed amount. He might have fixed some amount. And also, he clearly instructed that you should not sell this car to D on credit basis. So, before the contract creates, that sum itself, the principal has given clear instruction to the B. So, already we have seen one point under the creation of agency. Agency by estoppel. So, what do you mean by estoppel? Condition. If the agency is created based on the condition given by the principal, it is the duty of the agent to follow it. He should not overcross it. So here, the given case study is coming from, this is a solution. The given case study is related to the Agency Act. A is a agent and B is a A is a principal and B is a agent. Okay. The given case study is coming under the agency, as well as the agency is created based on the estoppel. What do you mean estoppel? By condition. What condition he has said? A, he has clearly informed to the B that you should not sell the car based on less than the fixed price, and you should not give a credit also to D. But what B has done, he entered in a contract with the D and given a car, and also he has given a 3 months period for the credit. So here the agent has not followed the instruction which is given by the principal. So what he can do? Here the principal, he is having a full rights to ask his agent B to cancel the contract which is created in between B and D. This is a one solution is available. The next solution is the principal A, he can file a suit against the B for not following the instruction what is given by the principal. Okay. Then number 3, the solution number 3, the principal A can ask the agent to compensate for the unlawful act which is done. Unlawful act in the sense, he has not followed the instruction given by the principal, right? So here B has given 3 months credit to D. So now A, the principal, can enforce the B agent to pay a money instead of D. Why? Because he has given a clear instruction to B, you should not give a product on the credit basis to D. But he has given money, right? So what he can do? He can enforce the B to compensate for the A's property. This is the solution is available under the Agency Act. This is a case study number 3. Now, case study number 4. A engaged B on auctioneer to sell some property on the term that he should receive his due commission of 500. B, however, received secretly 200 as a commission from the purchaser. Discuss the right of A and B. So here, the given case is coming under agency. A engaged B, an auctioneer, to sell the property on the term that he should receive his due commission rupees 500. So here A is a principal, B is the agent. A entering in a contract with the B agent, an auctioneer, and saying that you should sell the property on the term he should receive his due commission of 500. But however, B received secretly 200. So what he does, he sold the particular product more than the 500. That means he sold it for 700. He took a secret profit. He doesn't communicate this information to the principal. So discuss the rights of A and B. So as per the Agency Act, we have seen the duties of the principal and rights of the principal. Under the rights of principal, we have seen one point. If any kind of a secret profit earned by the agent without the knowledge of the principal, the principal he is having a full rights to claim the secret profit whatever he has earned. So here the A is a principal, he is having a full rights to ask the B agent to to settle down the secret profit whatever he has earned without the knowledge of the principal. This is a solution is applicable to the case study number 4, point A. Number point B. Case study 4B. A who owes B rupees 20,000 appoints B as his agent to sell his landed property at merit, and after paying himself B what is due to him to hand over to balance to the A. B invite offers number A, under that number A, can A revoke this authority delegated to B? And is B's authority terminated if A dies and become insane? So this is a case study which is coming under agency again. First of all, once you read the case study, you should understand the given case study coming under which title. Is it a Indian Contract Act or Sale of Goods Act or Agency, Transfer of Property Act, Consumer Protection Act, whatever it is. So the given case study is coming under agency. Who owes in the sense who got a credit 20,000. Okay. A owes 20,000, appoints B as agent to sell his landed property at merit, and after paying himself B what is due to him to hand over the balance to A. That means actually what he does, A he took, owes means he bought a credit 20,000 from B. Now A could not able to give this 20,000 back. For that purpose what he does, A the principal hand over his property to B and given an instruction, see, I want to give you 20,000 since I don't have a money. I have given a property. You sell this property and take a 20,000 what I wants to give you and settle down the remaining amount, whatever is there. So this is a actual contract. Okay. Now here, B invites offer. What he does, now B is trying to sell the land. Why? Because he wants to recover the amount what he has given to A. Okay. Can A revoke this authority to delegate it to B? So now question number 1, whether can A revoke this authority? Whether the A is having full rights to cancel this authority? Because why A is appointing B to sell his land? Because A has received the 20,000 as a credit. A received 20,000 credit from B. He could not able to pay it. That's the reason he hand over his property to B. After doing that, the question is whether can A revoke this authority to delegate it to B? Yes, of course, the principal is having a full right to cancel or cancel the delegation of the power which is given to the B. At the same time, once in case if he is going to cancel the delegation, he has to pay the 20,000 what he has received from the B. That is a solution available to A, number number A solution. Then B, the next question is B's authority terminated if A dies and became insane? So what they are asking, okay, now B is having the A's land property, okay. So what they're asking, is B's authority terminated if A dies and become insane? Okay. So now in case if the principal dies, what will be the solution available? Why? Because B has given 20,000 to A. He wants to get a 20,000. For that purpose only, A hand over his property to B. In case if anything happens to the principal, if agent dies or if he become insane in the sense, whether the agent can able to sell the property, that is the question they are asking. So because in the agency, we have seen under the termination of agency one concept. The agency will comes to end when there is death or insanity of both principal and agent. So here the question what they are raising is, in case if A dies, whether can B can execute the contract. The solution is depends upon the contract which A made to B. In case if the A is given in a writing to B stating that I want to give you 20,000, but I don't have a money. So I'm handovering these goods to you, handovering this property to you. You sell it and take your 20,000 and give me the remaining amount. If the particular contract is on return, then even though the A dies, then B can execute. Okay, if everything is in a proper written basis. Whereas if it is in the oral in the sense, he can't able to execute. Okay, why? Because here B's money is also involved. You may ask a question, ma'am, you said like under the agency, if the principal dies, automatically the contract will come to end. Of course, but here B has given his money to A. So we have to see that. In case if A dies, but the property is in the B's hand with all the relevant document and all the power of attorney, then he can continue the contract. This is the solution is available to B. Now case study number 5. A policeman thinking that the driver of a bus was drunk. A policeman thinking that the driver of a bus was drunk ordered him to leave the bus. The conductor asked a man in the street to drive the bus to the destination, a kilometer away. He drove the bus negligently and a passenger received injuries. Is the proprietor is liable? Is the proprietor is liable? So, what is the case here? A policeman who was in a rounds, he caught one bus and he felt that the driver is drunken. Okay. So what he does, he asks the particular driver to come out of the bus and he voluntarily, he appointed one person. He took one person who was there available, who knows driving, and made him to drive the bus, and he asked to drive the bus to reach the destination with the passengers. After the kilometer away, the person who is appointed by the policeman who drive the bus, due to his carelessness, what he does, he met with one accident. Unluckily, the passengers also got some injury. So in this given case, they are asking whether the owner of the bus is liable for this. Do you think the owner of the bus is liable? If the owner of the bus is liable, we can take it in a two way. We can see this case study in a two angle. One is whatever may be any kind of a problem occurred by the agent, the principal is responsible. Here, the proprietor of the bus is responsible. Why? Because he appointed the driver. The driver has drunken. So whose problem? The agent problem. Automatically, the proprietor is liable. The next point of view, you can say like, the policeman who took who selected the person to drive the bus, due to his negligence only it happens. So here, sometime the proprietor cannot be liable. Why? Because the proprietor, he do not know which person he drive the bus. Okay, so we can handle this case study in a two angle. One is, yes, the proprietor is liable. Why? Because he is the person appointed the agent. If the agent is drunken, if anything kind of a problem occur in the sense, he is liable. The second case, in the point of view from the public or from the policeman, the third person who has appointed to carry on this contract, due to his negligence only problem occurred. So here the policeman will be the liable, and the policeman, to safeguard the public only, he has chosen one person. But here, due to the carelessness of the particular person only, the accident occurred. So here, the first case, the proprietor is liable. Why? Because the agent has drunken. The second solution is, here the third person who has met the accident due to his negligence, he is responsible for the particular injury. Okay, number 2, case study number 5. B. A to sell a horse to B, who tells A that he needs the horse for riding to Mumbai immediately. The horse is ill at the time of agreement. What are the rights of A and B? Okay, A to sell a horse to B, who tells A, again I'm telling you, A to sell a horse to B, who tells A that he means B needs the horse for riding to Mumbai immediately. The horse is ill at the time of agreement. What are the rights of A? So here, at the time of entering the agreement itself, it is clearly mentioned the subject matter itself is collapsed. What is the subject matter? This horse. So A is entering in a contract with the B. It is coming under sale of goods act. A entering in a contract with the B, and he needs a horse to ride towards Mumbai. But the particular horse is ill. Here, the destruction of subject matter is there. So here, what is the rights of A and B? Here, both the person, they could not able to execute the contract since the subject matter itself is distracted. Okay, this is the solution is available. Okay, the case study number 6. B agreed to buy A's furniture at a price to be fixed by C. A furniture dealer, again I'm telling you, B agrees to buy A's furniture at a price to be fixed by C. A furniture dealer, C is a furniture dealer, okay. C refused to obligate A and B and fix no price. On A's refusal to sell, can B legally compel him to sell the furniture for any price? Okay. So see here, this is a contract which is coming under agency. B is the person who initiated the contract. That means B agreed. He is a customer who agreed to buy a A's furniture at a price to be fixed by C. Okay. C is a furniture dealer. And the C is the person. Actually, the contract is exists between B and A. B wants to buy a furniture from A. The furniture belongs to A. Okay. But the C is a person who is liable to fix a payment. I mean, payment for the furniture. So here, the C refused to obligate A and B fix no price. So here, this is the agency which is created based on some condition. That is called estoppel. Because the condition is B agreed to buy A furniture but the A furniture cost to be fixed by whom? C. So this is a contract which is created based on some condition. Okay. So here the C is not fixing any price to the furniture. On A refusal to sell, can B legally compel him to sell the furniture for any price? Now B is asking A, please give me your furniture. But A is refusing that, no, I can't able to give a furniture since C is refusing to fix a price for it. Now they are asking what is the question they are asking? Can on A's refusal to sell, can B legally compel him to sell the furniture for any price? No. The solution is no. Why? Because in the sale of goods act, there is a two-party seller and buyer. You should not force anyone to sell anybody's property. Here, why the A is refusing to give a product to B? Why? Because the furniture is held up with the C. C is actually the owner of a dealer of the furniture. So when the furniture owner itself is not fixing the price, how come A will give a property to B? He can't able to give, right? So what A does is right. So in this case, the solution is the B cannot legally compel A to sell the furniture for any price. This is a solution is available. Next one, case study number 6. B. A farmer simply exhibits oats in his farm. B buys the oats in the behalf of that they are old oats. In fact, they are new oats. B wants to return the oats and refuse to pay the price. Decided. So since the case study is coming under which concept? Sale of goods act. So first we have to write the given case study is coming under sale of goods act. A farmer simply exhibits oats in his farm. So what he does, A is a farmer who simply, he was having oats in his farm. B buys the oats in the belief that, so B, what he thought, the oats, what he bought is old oats. In fact, they are a new oats. Actually, B thought that is a old oats. He bought it. After he bought the oats, then only he came to know the oats are is a new one. Now he's asking whether B wants to return the oats and refuse to pay the price. Decide the case. How will you decide it? How will you decide it? Here, A has not given any kind of a specification about the oats. Simply, he has exhibited. He just kept the oats for sale. B voluntarily, he has entered the shop and he saw the oats and he has chosen the oats. After reaching home only, he comes to know that is a new oats. Now he wants to buy. So already we have seen that there is a term is called doctrine of Tempter under the sale of goods act 1930. So what is called doctrine of Tempter? Let the buyer be aware. As a buyer, we have to be very careful whenever we buy any kind of a product, right? So here it is the duty of the buyer to inquire about the product from the seller. Here B has not done any inquiry. Okay, he has not done any inquiry. He had his own belief that is a old oats. So whose mistake is this? This is B mistake. So here there is no condition. Already we have seen what is called condition. Condition is a stipulation which is attached to the contract. I already told you the condition is applicable to both the seller and buyer. Okay, here the seller is A who has not given any kind of a condition, that is no return. Okay, once you buy the goods, it will not be accepted for return. He has not given any condition. Similarly, A also, he has not given any condition. He has not asked the seller, orally and transparently, is the oats is old one and new one. He has not asked anything. Just like that, he purchased. So this is a whose uh, responsibility to do all the things is buyer responsibility. Am I right? So what is the solution is available? The B could not able to return the goods. Why? Because since there is no any kind of a condition rises by the buyer at the time of involved in the sale of goods act, because he has his own belief. How come the seller will be knowing that he is having this kind of a belief? Yes, seller will not be responsible because buyer has not raised any kind of a condition. Is it a old one or new one? If it is not a old one, I will return to you. Like this, he has not raised up any kind of a queries at the time of sale of goods. He has his own thought and he bought it. So here, the seller will not be responsible. The buyer is responsible. So while you are explaining this case, you have to mention the doctrine of caveat emptor, that concept. That is very much important. Next, case study number 7. The sale of pure ghee was warranted only equal to the sample. The ghee tendered correspondent to the sample, but was alterated with 25% of groundnut oil, or the buyers are bound to accept. Okay. So first of all, the solution is the given case study is coming under the Sale of Goods Act 1930, especially under the title of implied warranty and condition. Please make a note of it, implied warranty and condition. So we have seen the concept of what is called warranty and what is called guarantee. Okay. So under the implied warranty and guarantee, we have seen that sales by sample and wholesomeness. Whenever we buy any kind of a product based on the samples, the wholesomeness also must be the similar to the sample. This is the one of the implied warranty and condition to be fulfilled as per the Sale of Goods Act 1930. So in the given case, the seller clearly mentioned that this is a sample of pure ghee. If you, after testing that, after got a satisfaction with the sample only, the buyer, he would like to purchase the bulk volume of ghee, but which is altered with the 25% of the groundnut oil. Since here, are the buyer bound to accept it? No. The answer is no. Answer is no. The solution is the given cases coming under the Sale of Goods Act 1930, especially in the title of implied. Please make a note of it, implied condition warranty. So based on the implied condition warranty, whenever the buyer buys any kind of a product based on the samples, the rest of the correspondent goods and the rest of the wholesome goods must be similar to the sample. If not, the buyer, he no need to accept the product. That is the solution is available to this case. The case study number 7, point B. A contract to sell B a piece of silk. B thinks that it is an Indian silk. A knows that B thinks so, but knows that it is not an Indian silk. A does not correct B's impression. B afterwards discovered that it is not an Indian silk. Can he repudiate the contract? So what kind of concept it is? The given case study is coming under, again, the Sale of Goods Act. A contract to sell B a piece of silk. B thinks that. So what he thought, who is the buyer and seller? Buyer is a B. Seller is a A. So seller, he wants to sell a piece of silk to a buyer, B. Okay. So B thought that it is an Indian silk. Okay. A knows that B thinks so. So A knows very well that B would like to buy. I mean, the seller knows very well that the B would like to buy only Indian silk. Okay. But unfortunately, the piece of that particular cloth is not belongs to Indian silk. A knows very well. A knows very well. And A knows very well that B is expecting, the customer is expecting, because here the condition is applied. The condition is applied. Why? Because B wants to buy the Indian silk. A knows it. A knows it. But A does not correct B's impression. So as a seller, when he knows that buyer's intention, buyer's exact requirement, it is the duty of the seller to clear and clarify the product quality and merchantability. Then as per the title, already we have seen under the sale of goods act, as per the title. What you mean by as per the title? Under the implied guarantee and warranty. So for what purpose you are entering in a contract? So here B wants to buy a Indian silk. Okay. But A, the seller knows very well that it is not Indian silk. So what he is supposed to do? He has to communicate this information and he has to correct the impression of the buyer. But what he does, A has not done it. A, he wants to hide this information and he wants to sell this product to B. But after that, after he bought the product, the B, the purchaser, the customer came to know, he discovered that the purchased product, it is not a Indian silk. Okay. Now, whether the B, the customer can repudiate the contract? Yes, exactly. The customer can cancel the contract and he is having a full rights to claim the back, and he can return the goods and get some other good which is as per his specification, or else he can file a case against the seller. Why? Because B clearly communicate to the seller that he needs Indian silk. Even knows very well, even seller knows very well what is the expectation of the buyer. But hiding this, and he sold the product, in the sense the A is having, I mean, the buyer B is having a full rights to repudiate, cancel the contract. Similarly, he can file a case against the seller. This is the solutions available. Next one, case study number 8. A. 5 persons are the only members of a private company. All of them go in a boat on a pleasure trip into the open sea. The boat capsizes and all the 5 dice being drawn. Does the private company cease to exist? What is that? 5% are the only members of the private company. 5% are the only members of the private company. All of them go in a bike on a pleasure trip into the open sea. The boat capsizes and all the 5 dice being drowned. Okay. Does the private company cease to exist? Do you think this particular company is liable for it? So here, due to the heavy pressure, due to their emergency purpose, the capacity of the boat is, for example, 3, in the sense 5 members have traveled. 5 members have traveled. Because of that only, accident occurred and 5 members dies. So it is not the fault of the company, because the company is a manufacturer the boat as per the specification, and it's clearly mentioned what is the maximum level of capacity. Okay. So it is with help of their own risk, the customers, I mean, the passengers, the riders, they took a risk trip and they lost their life. So it is the fully responsible of the person who has traveled on that. Okay. So here the private company will not be liable. You could not able to seize it. Okay. So similarly, can I give you one more example? So one private company is manufacturing the lift. In the lift, they have clearly mentioned the maximum capacity is 4%, maximum this much cage. Okay. More than that, if anyone is going to travel, if any 2 or 3 persons is going to add in the lift, then definitely there will be a problem rises. Everybody knows. After knowing this also, if some persons are overloaded in the lift, if the lift is lost its control and fall down from the 5th floor to the ground floor. So who is liable? Whether that lift company? No, of course, no. Why? Because it is clearly mentioned the maximum capacity is this much. After knowing that also, the person who has get inside the lift, they are responsible for that. Okay. So this is a solution available to this. Next. A husband and wife who were the only two members of a private limited company are should dead by the deposits. Does the company also die with them? No. The given case is coming under business firm, unit number 4. The given case is coming under unit number 4, business firm, especially partnership. Okay. So as per the Partnership Act 1930, and you can take, it's coming under the Companies Act also. So the company is entirely different from his members. Once the company is created, it no way affects the death of the partners. If all the partners dies, if all the CEOs or all the partners or all the owner of the company dies, automatically the company will comes to end. Whereas any one partner dies, if the particular business is started with help of 3 partner, 2 partner dies in the sense, it will not, the company will not die. Okay. So here in the given case, yeah, husband and wife who were the only 2 members of a private company, okay, are the shot dead by the deposit. Does the company also die with them? Here, since in this case, only the 2 members are the owner of the company. If they die, automatically the company will die. But in case, if the nominee is given, if already the some of the family members who is taking care of this business, who knows well about the business in the sense, they can run the business. In case if they have given a prior power. The case study number 9. The promotion of a company before its incorporation, enter into an agreement with P to buy a plot of a land on behalf of the company. After the incorporation, the company refused to buy the said plot of land. Has P any remedy either against the promoters or against the company? The given case study is coming under unit number 4 again. Okay. Companies Act and the partnership firm and business firm. So here the given case is the promotion of a company before incorporation. What is called incorporation? When the company is get registered properly, then only it will start to run their process. That is called incorporation. So what is called incorporation? When the company is, how far the human is getting a birth certificate like this. When the company is get a birth certificate, that means registration certificate, then only it's called as an incorporated company. So in this given case, before the company is registered, incorporated, they enter into agreement with the P to buy a plot of land on behalf of the company. Okay. After the incorporation, the company refused to buy it. Okay. So before the incorporation, the particular company entered in a contract with the P that we will buy your land. But after incorporated, they refused to buy the land. Now, whether the P can remedy either against the promoter or against the company? No. The solution is no. P could not able to claim any remedy and he could not able to file a case against the promoter of the company. Why? Because here the company, as per the Companies Act 1956 and New Act 2013, when one company is properly registered and incorporated, then only they are legally eligible, legally they can bound a contract with any person. Here, before the incorporation, whatever they does, whatever the agreement they have made, that will not be valid. Okay. So whatever the contract is created on behalf of the company name, on the favor of the company name, after the incorporation, that is only will be taken into the consideration. So here B cannot able to claim any kind of a remedy. That is his fault. That is B's fault to entered in a contract with the company before it gets incorporated. This is a solution must be given. Next. 6 and 7 of the signatures to the memorandum of association of a company were forged. The memorandum was duly presented, registered. The certificate of incorporation was issued. Can the existence of the company be subsequently attacked on the ground that registration was void and desired? So what they are trying to say, the given case again is coming under unit number 4. Okay, especially under the Companies Act 1956 and 2013. So what is called, before going to this case, we should understand what is called memorandum of association. So before going to do registration, we have to do certain formalities. That means we should have certain documents, that is MOA, AOA, Articles of Association, Memorandum of Association, then prospectus, then shareholders, rights of shareholder, all the things will be there. So under the Memorandum of Association, some around 7 to 8 classes will be there. Name class, objective class, capital class, liability class. Okay, like this, all the things will be there. So what is called this Memorandum of Association in the sense, the document which prescribe the entire whole picture of the company. And the person who were signed on the memorandum, they will make sure that all the information is given in this MOA is true. Okay, based on that only, after verification, the company will be getting registered and it will get a incorporation certificate. That means birth certificate. So in the given case, what they are trying to say, the person who is signed on the memorandums are 6 to 7 members are a forged person. What is called forged? That means either they are a fraudulent person or they forced someone else to sign in that. Based on that signature, the company also registered and it got incorporated. But later on, it comes to know that the person who has signed in the MOA is attacked. That means, can the existence of the company can be subsequently attacked on the ground that registration was void? Actually, the registration is void. Yes, of course, the registration is void. Why? Because the person who is signed is not a valid one. Either they might have a forced to sign, or they might have not belongs to the particular eligible person to sign in the MOE. So since the case is void, that means wrong. So automatically, which will affect the existence of the company. This is the solutions you have to give. Case study number 10. The Express Newspaper Private Limited, leading publisher of newspaper and weeklies, sold its undertaking to the new company, Andhra Prabha Private Limited, consequent upon the government adopting certain recommendation of the wage board for improvement in the terms of service and salaries of the working journalist. Shall the registration of the company be declared void on the plea that new company was formed for the purpose of evading the new obligation imposed by the wage board? So the given case study is coming under unit 4. Okay, Companies Act especially. So what is the case? First try to understand this. The Express Newspaper Private Limited, a leading publisher of a newspaper and weeklies, sold its undertaking to the new company, to Andhra Pradesh, consequent upon the government adopting certain recommendation of the wage board of the improvement in the terms and services and salaries of the working journalist. Okay. Shall the registration of the company be declared void on the plea that the new company was formed for the purpose of evading the new obligation imposed by the wage board. So it is not void actually. Why? Because the Express Newspaper Limited, they what they have done, they have sold its undertaking to the new company, Andhra Pradesh company. After that only, government adopting certain rules and regulation and recommendation to increase the wages of the service provided, wages and salary of the journalist. Okay. Shall the registration of the company be declared void on the plea that the new company was formed for the purpose of evading the new obligation imposed by the wage board? No, it is not like that, because before government announced, the company is sold their undertaking to the new company. After that only, government has announced the new regulations. So this particular contract is not considered to be void. Why? Because the purpose is not to evade the government tax or wage board. Due to their personal reason only, they have handed over their undertaking to the new company. Okay. The last one. B offered to sell his car to A for rupees 95,000. A accept to purchase it for 94,000. B refused to sell the car for 94,000. Subsequently, A agrees to purchase the car for 95,000, but B refused to sell it. Can A sue for the specific performance of the contract? Will he succeed? See here, first of all, B is a seller. A is a buyer. The given contract is coming under sale of goods at 1930. You have to write this. So first of all, B wants to sell his car for 95,000. That time the buyer, he refused to take it for 95,000. He was ready to take a car for 94,000. But that time the seller is refused to give his car for 95,000. After some period, again, A wants to buy the car. A actually is very much interested to buy the car of B. Again, he is accepted and approaching B. Could you sell your car for 95,000? Now I am ready to give a money. That time B is saying, that time itself I clearly told you I will not sell you the car less than the 95,000. You only left out of this contract. Now again you are coming back. So I'm not interested to give this car to you. So in this case, whether can A file a case against the B to give a car? No, obviously not. Why? Because it is not coming under specific performance. So what is called specific performance? So in this, we have seen the performance of contract, different types of contract. So what is called for specific performance? If anybody's skill involved in it, for example, A want to similarly, A entered in a contract to buy a painting of B. So B said this, I will give you this painting for 95,000. Okay. First A refused. Later on, he accepted. B said, okay, I will not give you. In this case, the given case is coming under specific performance. Why? Because the specific performance in the sense where one person's specific skill is involved. Whereas the given case is not coming under specific performance. This is a car, right? This is a car. Okay. If seller is not willing to sell a car in the sense, the buyer, he could not able to file a case against the A. Okay. Here, there is no fault of the B. That's all. The case study is get over. I hope so. This video is helpful for you. Almost we have discussed 10 case study with a lot of subsection, which is coming under the legal business environment. So students, please kindly go through. Again, I'm telling you, while you go through the case studies, you must be clear about the concept of the law or related to the particular case. Okay. Concept. Okay. Then only you could be able to answer. Always you have to correlate the concept, what you have studied, and you have to give your own answer, and it must be relevant and appropriate to the concept. That is very much important. Okay. Thank you and all the best for your examination.